And I am wanted.
And I am worthy.
And I am called.
And I am purposeful.
And I am accepted.
And I am complete.
And I am chosen.
And I am healed. My name is Tiffany, and I am healed. On September 17th of 2014, at the age of 28, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Breast cancer has been one of those things that has always run in my family. I've had several family members, including my grandmother and my mom, be diagnosed. So I've always tried my best to be aware of my body because I knew how high my risks were. So back in July of last year, just a regular doctor's visit, my doctor recommended that I have a routine MRI of both of my breasts. So I did, and on the MRI, they saw something in my right breast and recommended that I come back in for a biopsy. Had the biopsy done and got a call a couple of days later saying that my biopsy was negative, it was not cancer. But my doctor at that time felt that the lump still looked very suspicious, so she recommended that it be removed completely. So in September, I had a lump removed from my right breast, and 7 days later, while I was at work, I received a phone call, and as soon as I picked up the phone, it was like I knew what she was going to tell me. And I just remember her saying, "I'm sorry, it came back cancer. It's invasive ductal carcinoma." Don't really remember much else from the conversation. I was at work, like I said, so I remember going into the chapel, which was down from where our office is, and two of my coworkers came in with me. And at that time, my thoughts were, this doesn't make any sense. I'm 28 years old. I don't have kids. I'm not married. There's so many things I want to do with my life, so many desires I have. What do you mean cancer? Like, it's just not fair. So we began to pray, and we cried, and we prayed, and we cried. And during that prayer, I was reminded that God knows all. So this cancer didn't catch him by surprise, and he sees all. So he saw it coming before I could, before the doctors could. And he's all powerful. So if he wanted to have stopped it, he could have, but he didn't. And I had to believe that because he didn't, it would work out for my good. And not because I understood it, but because I believe Romans 8:28, where it says that all things will work out for my good. And even reflecting on the circumstances leading up to my diagnosis, from the doctor recommending the MRI in the first place, nobody felt anything. So if God hadn't had his hands on that situation and put it on the doctor's heart to recommend that I have the MRI, there's no telling how long it would have been there before I could feel it and how far it could have spread. And even with the biopsy being negative, some doctors could have taken that and been like, okay, we're in the clear, but instead my doctor insisted that it be removed. So even those were just confirmation for me that I was going to live and I was supposed to be here. My fight was more spiritual and mental than it was physical. It was not easy, but I remember my mom telling me one morning, "Tiffany, you can't worry about the what ifs. You've got to focus on the what is." And God is good, and he is, because I'm sitting here after 3 surgeries and after months of chemotherapy, and I'm cancer free and I'm healed. And I want to be an encouragement for anybody who's going through anything that they don't understand. Whatever you're going through, although you don't understand, sometimes we have to trust God enough and love him enough to not know why. Know that he never promised we wouldn't go through things. Know that he never promised things wouldn't get difficult. But he did promise that he would walk with us every step of the way, and that he would equip us with whatever we need to see it through.